feel like Gary V. Uncle, this go crazy. Gary said work hard. Gary said that's it. Gary said keep going. Gary said don't quit. Gary said them little things in life might be it. Gary said since 3rd grade I've been hustling like this. I know the feeling, I went hard since 6. I kept on building, put work into my wish. You're gonna make it, just love what you give. I say you're gonna make it, just love what you give. I got NFTs, feel like Gary V. Needed motivation, he said follow me. You know a V friends cost like 40 G's. If you put the work in, you could live your dreams. I got NFTs, feel like Gary V. I got NFTs, feel like Gary V. Whoa. I got NFTs, feel like Gary V. I got NFTs, feel like Gary V. Whoa. I got NFTs, feel like Gary V. Needed motivation, he said follow me. You know a V friends cost like 40 G's. If you put the work in, you can live your dreams. Whoa. I got NFTs, feel like Gary V. It's a lifestyle, flipping NFTs. Now I'm up, veve wants 100 G's. I got NFTs, shout out Gary.
What's going on, fam? Welcome to the stream, and today we're going to be talking about Elon Musk buying Twitter. Will it affect NFTs? Will it affect your NFTs? Will it affect crypto? We'll be diving into a little bit of that insight and analysis, so welcome in and appreciate you for being a part of the stream. Let's just go ahead and dive kind of into it and analyze a little bit about what's going on. If you didn't know, yes, Elon Musk bought Twitter. It's official. We'll be getting into a lot of those details of what happened on like literally the first day. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just pop on over to the stream here. By the way, yo, what's going on, Daniel? Welcome in. Non-fungible, wonderful man. Yeah, we got the tunes going over here. Yeah, we got the tunes going. Slide over here. There we go. All right, so as you can see on the screen here, we have Dogecoin. Dogecoin definitely popped off. Like you can see here, we're gonna zoom in. It's on 24 hours, it's up by 13%. So you know the Dogecoin, I think he's called Dogecoin Millionaire, or he's pretty happy. I seen his tweets. They're actually trending on Google. The Slum Doge Millionaire, I think is what his handle is on Twitter. He's pretty excited about this. So let me know in the comments below, in the chat here, what are you thinking about this move? Are you excited about Elon buying Twitter? Also, we can see here, you know, Elon Musk tweeted about Bitcoin and crypto. Twitter is going nuts. Elon Musk tweeted about converting large transaction of Tesla balance sheet into a Bitcoin after posting a lewd image since the assets 23 plus high. Now this was a while back, so I'm not exactly why they posted this one, but you know, this is kind of what people are bringing back up, right? Will Elon turn Twitter into a crypto NFT oasis, a Web3 oasis? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. We can see here Elon Musk on CoinDesk, they did an article saying Elon Musk was mulling creating a blockchain-based social media firm before offering to buy Twitter. So you know that it's important for him to, you know, essentially to have blockchain integrated into a social media platform like Twitter. So, you know, this is a big update. This is pretty massive, right? Here. Do this over here. So yeah, this is pretty big news. I think this has the potential to, obviously just with the price charts on Dogecoin, you know, it does have the potential to move crypto prices, right? And now this isn't like one of the top coins currently. It's up there. It's number 9. But as you can see here, look at all of Twitter or crypto right here. So there's definitely been some moves on that. That's definitely a bullish indicator, right? Obviously, Tether doesn't count. It's a stable coin. But like, look at these 7-day highs. You can see here coming in 8% on Bitcoin, 20% on Ethereum. Just in the last hour, 1% on Bitcoin, 1.5%. And then, of course, 24 hours, there's been a little bit of a move on BNB, 3.5%. That's pretty good. I mean, Dogecoin, look at this. These are pretty insane. I mean, based on 7 days, people have been speculating on Elon buying. So if you were like in on that speculation, you probably would have made a nice little bag there, based on if you got some Dogecoin tokens, which obviously would have been a good move. It's something I should have done and been paying attention to. I was actually paying close attention to kind of this. Also here it says Binance is forming a team to brainstorm strategies on how blockchain and crypto can be beneficial to Twitter. That is massive. So as a matter of fact, Elon, let's see here, Elon actually had gotten some money from CZ. So I don't know if I can find it here. They actually tweet quite a bit on this account. But here it says, just in, Binance CEO says they contributed $500 billion towards Musk's acquisition of Twitter. I'm going to go ahead and retweet that so you can see there. There's a lot of interesting little tidbits about Twitter. Ex-Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal, sorry, that's a terrible way to pronounce, but will receive $42 million after being terminated by Elon Musk. Day one, Elon has been getting the axe out and just lopping heads off at Twitter, and fired the CEO, the CFO, and head of legal. So a lot of things have been happening, right? So Elon says he plans to make Twitter a public company again in 3 to 5 years. So it looks like going private, doing what he wants to, and then maybe moving it back to the public domain in 3 to 5 years. There's a lot of stuff going on right here. There's a lot to take in. And it says here, Elon Musk asked Tesla engineers to meet with Twitter product leaders to review site code. So that's another big indicator as what's going on with the code, what's going on under the hood, what's going on with the algorithm, and how things can change. So we may see more crypto influencers, NFT influencers get pushed up through the algorithms, possibly. That could be one scenario. Another scenario with Elon integrating, wanting to integrate crypto into Twitter is obviously that's a direct impact on NFTs as well, because it's Web3. Obviously, NFTs are crypto based essentially because you trade back and forth into crypto, right? So a lot to take in here. Drop it in the chat what you think about what is going on this move here. So we see Not Fungible in the house. Let's go. What's up, Daniel? Hey, wonderful. My guy chilling, dad stuff, and listening into this legend. Hey, appreciate that. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, that movement followed, says Daniel Marquez. Yeah, lots of things to take in here, right? Will this affect our veve bags? Will it affect NFTs? There's a lot to take in. I mean, we don't know for sure. Obviously, it's affected crypto. I think this is a good indicator in a good direction where things could go. That's kind of my thoughts on it. And let me know what you think in the comments and in the chat about this kind of purchase that Elon, buying Twitter. What impact do you think it'll have on your crypto and your NFTs? Like I mentioned again, this seems like a positive move in the right direction in terms of Web3, crypto, and NFTs. He's been doing a lot of other things as well. IMX about to launch DYDX staking soon. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Think bull run coming. Yes. So I think this is a good step in the right direction in terms of crypto, blockchain, and where this technology is going. He's also made other decisions. I think he's looking at lifetime bans on Twitter, and the possibility of rolling some of those bans back. I think obviously one of the most notable ones would be probably Donald Trump, as for an example. So there's just a lot going on with this platform right now, undergoing a lot of changes, And so it's so early. There's going to be a lot of things we just don't know that's going to happen. But in terms of just out of the gates of what I've seen in terms of the blockchain side, it does look good. I've seen a couple of additional features. I can't remember if it was on my mobile device, but and essentially on some of the accounts it showed where you can click on hidden replies. I mean, it seems like just in the past like few weeks or months, or really months, I guess, is Twitter's been really updating a lot of their things in terms of little features here and there. So maybe we'll see an increased innovations on this platform, which a lot of people have been kind of hoping for, like they've been hoping for the past several years, and just very, very slow, right? Very, very slow innovation on Twitter, but this is exciting in terms of innovation as well. So it's good for blockchain, good for innovation. Now, if you disagree on the political side, I would get that as well. But yeah, in terms of just the blockchain side, I think this is a good step forward in the direction of this platform. And you just never know. With some of these platforms, they can get weird about blockchain. I mean, I remember when I was in crypto in the very beginning, and how at first they were kind of okay with crypto, but there's just a lot of scams and rug pulls happening, kind of because it's a new technology, so a lot of people were getting taken advantage of. But all of a sudden, these bigger platforms got really strict, and if anything, they would demonetize or not demonetize, but kind of shadow ban lots of accounts that were just simply talking about crypto. They were doing nothing but just educating people about crypto, blockchain, and technology, and they were actually just getting shadow banned and pushed down in the algorithm. So this is pretty exciting in terms of what the future could be for blockchain in terms of pop culture, the masses, and kind of sending that message out to a wider audience, right? When you're not having to worry about shadow bans on platforms like Twitter. Obviously, I think in the past several months, we've seen a lot of waiving support for crypto, NFTs, and blockchain. So I think everything's going in the right direction. So it's not as much as a problem anymore, but I could see Twitter definitely pushing the agenda like further. So it's like the first platform essentially to offer NFT support in terms of having your profile picture, verified and things like that. You can display your favorite NFTs. I think this will be, I think we'll see interesting integrations on the blockchain side, and maybe the possibilities of maybe like having your tweet as an NFT. That could be a potential as well. Maybe people buy and sell NFTs. Or buy and sell tweets as NFTs. I don't know what that looks like. I know. I think Elon did it. I know that, or he might have done it. I know that Beeple, I think, tried to sell a tweet. Or no, it was Jack Dorsey. That's right. Jack Dorsey, one of the ex-founders of Twitter. He sold a tweet essentially, and it's pretty much worthless. But there could be something there. If you have a historical tweet that's like timeless and a classic, like imagine owning maybe like a rookie tweet from Michael Jordan, like he said something profound. I think the collectability factor could be there, and I think there could be a new way of collecting in terms of tweets. I do see that happening for sure, but we are so early that it's too early to say. I think purchasing tweets though for a massive amount of money. Yo, Kobe Collects, he re-upped, man. Thanks for the re-up. Let's see here, 10 months. Pew pew, congrats on the legendary. Is it sold? Oh yeah, so let's go over to the so I didn't actually get a legendary. The legendary was this part right here. This was the legendary part of it. So it was actually just a meme. So I did not actually get the legendary. That's just David Yu that I so this was actually just a meme I posted up on Twitter. So if you saw that and you thought I got a legendary, I'm sorry. I didn't actually get a legendary. I do apologize, but congrats to all the people that did get the legendary though. I know Johnny Dunn got the legendary. He was at like the golf course, like just casually at the golf course, and nailed a legendary. So these things are worth like, I think they went up to 10,000 initially, or something like that. I don't know what the floor is now, but I suspect they would have went up to like 20 to 30 if the marketplace was easy to access and people were able to get into the marketplace. But I think, due to a little bit of issues and bugs and things like that, the market, people just weren't able to access the market and figure out like what the floor was, because some of the collectibles were locked out on the floor, meaning you weren't able to purchase them. So a few issues, few bugs. I think they'll improve. They got a lot of feedback. I mean, at this point, you don't need to give them additional feedback. They have everything they need to improve. As a matter of fact, Autograph had a very similar, actually, it's almost to the T, how similar the experience was on the first drop. Like the Tom Brady drop, did the exact same thing. It was bugged out. People were complaining, said the exact same stuff. They'll get it figured out, and they know what they need to do. And especially for popular drops such as Superman, right? Superman #1. So yeah, this was a big comic drop. It's not going for much in terms of the value that I think it's worth, but it could be an opportunity for some people to collect that and things like that. So that's going to be something interesting to watch, and what DC does in the here in the short term. I know that they're going to do like a lot of comic drops now over at Palm or the DC Marketplace, which is pretty much hosted by Palm, or you know what I mean. So yeah, I think they'll improve. It just shows that there was high demand and a lot of people, and I'm sure they got an influx of users signing up on their platform. So for them, that's probably a good deal. I mean, obviously it wasn't the best experience. I mean, I can attest to that, going through the queue 3 times. Yeah, it wasn't the best experience, but at the same time, I wasn't expecting to actually get this comic with only 3,000 editions. I knew there's going to be like over 100,000 people. I thought there would be like probably more actually. So 100,000, definitely not a surprise to me. If you've been in the veve community, you've been in early, this was typical, right? This was a typical, like, this reminded you of one of the very early on veve drops back in the day when people were slamming into the app, when the app like kind of took off. The app would crash, or they would have to pause the sale for a second to fix a back-end issue and then re-release the sale. So yeah, in terms of the experience, like for me, this was nothing new. It could have been like seamless, but at the same time, I think this is kind of memorable. I think this stuff like this is memorable because you can, just trying to get in. The barrier to entry is much higher because it's hard, but it's also fun. You're sweaty, and yeah, I know it felt like a bad experience, but it was an experience nonetheless, right? If it just sold out in a fraction of a second, you just like, oh man, I didn't get that, and then kind of move about your day. But you did it. It was like this process, right? So in terms of that, it was a roller coaster ride, and it was interesting, right? So obviously not fun for a lot of people, but at the same time, those things are memorable, and you can always talk about them for like forever, right? Now everybody in the community is going to be talking about that drop for ages, just like the original veve drop. So it'll probably be a nostalgia type thing, fast forward like a year or two from now. Anyways, enough on that topic. I know that was a lot, but that might be more legendary, says Kobe. Yeah, man, absolutely. So yeah, absolutely. Daniel says, yo, strong. Yeah, Kobe 100. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this purchase though on Twitter. Do you find it exciting? Do you find it, I mean, let me know what you think about all this. It's just a lot to take in. This could affect the NFTs for sure, so be on the lookout for that in the not so distant future. I mean, look at this. This was an older tweet, but let me go ahead and pull up a tweet yesterday. Let the good times roll. Spoiler alert: the bird is free. The bird is freed 13 hours ago. So yeah, he's kind of tweeting about some of the stuff here, kind of hinting big things coming is what it seems like let the good times roll. So he's excited about this purchase. We all know that he loves crypto, blockchain, and he got really into NFTs. Like his NFT, he was going to sell for like $1 million, and then I think at the last minute he pulled out because he felt bad selling an NFT for $1 million but at the same time, it's a collectible NFT. Like, I think his first NFT, that would be pretty massive to own an Elon Musk NFT. But he understood if he sold it, people would be up in arms about like, oh, why did you sell a tweet or a NFT for $1 million? A lot of people just didn't understand NFTs at the time. I think a lot more people do now. So in terms of how Elon Musk thinks, I think he's like years ahead of people in terms of mindset and where he's at in terms of technology as well. He knows that society, like the way people think, is just behind. It's behind. Sometimes, in my opinion, it can be behind 5 years if you don't understand tech, is what I've noticed. People were dogging on the first generation handheld computers called Palm Pilots. They're just like handheld PDAs, I think is what they were called. And I remember people like, why do you need that? Why do you need that? And I had one. I actually was fortunate enough to save up my birthday money and actually buy one. And I worked as well to afford one of those. And people were like, why do you need that? Like, why do you need this little Palm Pilot in your hand? And at the time, you could do just basic things on it. You could take notes. You could play music on it, put even short little tiny videos on there. And I was telling him, I'm like, this is the future. This is where things are going. And 5 years later, the first iPhone 1 came out. And actually, I think it was 7 years later. So people are just, it can take society a while to figure out technology and where things are going. So when you look at NFTs, it popped off just 2 years ago, essentially. I mean, CryptoKitties was way before that. Like, what was that, like 2018, 2019? So we could be a couple more years away before, NFTs are fully realized, or maybe even longer, 2 or 3 years before NFTs are really, truly, fully realized by the public, the public at large. And it goes the same for Elon. Elon knows this, though. He has to roll things back because he understands that society just isn't up to speed on where things are kind of going in the direction of things. We've seen this with Facebook as well. They're developing the metaverse, obviously. And, people aren't excited about it because they just don't understand, like, why would I want to be in a metaverse? Like, people just don't get it yet, but I think when it's built out, you'll finally understand, like, what the potentials are and what the possibilities could be. And they're showcasing all the different games you can play in VR. Personally, I like VR. I like the idea of VR. Now I'm a dad. I got 2 kids. I don't know if I'll have even time for VR, unless my kids are in school on a VR headset or something like that. I don't know. Like, we'll have to wait and see where things go. I am much more bullish, or not much more, but I'm bullish on mixed reality and AR and headsets like that. Tim Cook is as well, Niantic obviously as well. So a lot of companies are developing the AR applications I think those will have a huge impact on society, in real life as well. I know I'm getting off on a tech tangent, but this all does play into the way how adoption can take place on Twitter. Maybe we'll see some more progressive movements into blockchain. But I have a feeling Elon Musk knows how society works. He may just try to force it in there. We'll see. But in terms of the timelines, it's hard to say just based on how he thinks. But now that he owns Twitter, it is private. We could see more progressive movements in the blockchain area on this platform, and the way how people can express themselves. I know obviously Elon is kind of one of the thinkers in the space that think that, you can kind of say whatever you want as long as it's morally like pretty decent, and not get censored, right? He's all about like, he's against censorship, right? Almost to the highest degree, but given it's reasonable, and it doesn't affect humanity in a sense, you know what I mean? So we may see that in the blockchain space as well, in terms of where things are going. I'm just trying to analyze how he thinks and how this could affect the platform as a whole in terms of the blockchain. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm also curious what he does in terms of the SEC and how he communicates on his own platform. Now that he owns his own platform, will we start seeing more Elon Musk NFT tweets, crypto tweets, blockchain tweets, with a little bit less care? Because he does own the platform, he can do whatever he wants with the platform. So, I don't know what that looks like in terms of the SEC regulation. He owns it. It's private. Can he tweet whatever he wants now? I don't know. I'm not a legal expert. but maybe he can at the least tweet more progressive, blockchain types of tweets in general without having to worry about the SEC breathing down his back as much. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that. Will we see more progressive blockchain type tweets that we've seen in the past with like Dogecoin and some of the other various crypto coins like Bitcoin and altcoins and things like that? Market will pump it for a bit. Hopefully the momentum continues, but we need world events to improve as well. Yeah, that's a great point. So you do need to factor all of this in. That is a very fine point. Factor all of this in to the macro. So there is some geopolitics that I'm paying attention to right now that is actually very concerning. And what I mean by that is specifically Taiwan, the whole Taiwan issue of, China and the pressure on Taiwan, and obviously America saying that they would defend that. That is a big geopolitical issue. It's kind of obvious, right? I think the whole world realizes like there could be something there. That is something I'm paying attention to in terms of the market, because obviously what we've seen in Ukraine has impacted the world. Ukraine actually supplies a lot of grain to the world and things like that. So in different regions, it has a heavy impact economically on certain economies on a country level. So those things I do watch and I do pay attention to, because we've seen the stock market, we've seen gas prices. I mean, this does factor in big time. And this is what I've been saying to a lot of the older energy, or at least energy guys, that said that this wouldn't impact the stock market. And I was telling them this absolutely will, because it's not just completely decoupled anymore. Energy is directly related to the stock market these days. Andre Jick putting out a video explaining that thesis as well. So it's not like I'm the only one in the room thinking that it's like, not going to affect this, or it's going to affect the stock market. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to play in there. I think when we can, hopefully geopolitics can calm down and cool off, we could see the markets be more comfortable with investing and getting back into the riskier, quote unquote, basket of assets like crypto, blockchain, NFTs, metaverse, and things like that. But we do have a rocky time ahead, in my opinion. I think we are going to have tough times. There's just a lot, right? The CPU chip race, the silicon race, who's going to kind of control that type of new oil, so to speak. We know that, OPEC is kind of rolling back oil production, which is going to make it more expensive for the United States to buy oil. Although the United States is the #1 producer, there still could be, issues with all of that, with oil consumption. The Mississippi River has been experiencing a lot of drought. 60% of the U.S. grain flows out of the Mississippi. I mean, there's just a lot of like little things here and there that could have massive global implications economically. So it is important to realize all that. It's important to realize what world leaders are saying, because what happens is, just because, even though that they said something, if they say something, it could impact geopolitics and the way things are done in the business world, for sure. So we've seen, obviously, like sanctions, for instance, that has affected supply chains. It's affected a lot of different things in terms of the market. So I don't think those things will go away very soon. I think we'll continue to see geopolitics play a big role in the economy. So that is something I'm paying attention to very closely. I wish that was the case. I wish we could all just get along in a perfect world, but unfortunately that's just not the case. And it is something I'm paying attention to. I do bring that up because just to let everybody, all the viewers, know, it doesn't matter where you live in the world. If you are looking at investing, you should pay attention to the macro. This is what I've kind of been saying. Obviously, if you are a regular here on the channel, I always say to pay attention to the macro. Not because it's like you should worry about something or worry about if there's going to be like a conflict. It's just like, if you are taking your money out and investing into certain areas, you just want to be cognizant of the fact that there is the macro that impacts the market, right? And that's all I'm really saying here. So this is not financial advice at all. This is just, I'm just a guy on the internet, and this is just educational and entertainment only. But yeah, let me get to the comments here. John Doe says, Musk situation, very interesting. Brain chips, AI. X everything up. Hope it doesn't turn into bad Frankenstein situations. Yeah, so I agree on that. I mean, I like Elon, okay? So it's not like I don't like Elon, but at the same time, I don't want that either. I don't want to see this weird, iRobot type of reality where we're creating these like robotics, advanced AI and robotics, and it turns into like we're all of a sudden at war with like AI and robots and things like that. I hope it's more like, I don't know if you guys seen, I think it's called Public. What is it called? It's gosh, I can't remember what it's called. It's not Public Enemy. It's the guy that played Jonathan Caviezel or whatever his name is. He played in this show. It's like 8 seasons long. The entire show's about AI. And this guy basically innovates AI, builds AI, ends up not giving it to the government and like hides it for himself because he's afraid the government will use it to like obviously spy on citizens and control citizens. But he does use it for himself and solves like crimes, mysteries, and murders. And it's a good AI, and he trains the AI over time to become a good, like essentially like a good citizen, a good AI. And then these other countries like try to steal his AI, and I think they did steal it and like at least duplicated it, the code to it, and created their own, and then trained it to be like a weapon. And so then these two AIs like go to war virtually. It's really good. It's a really good show. And basically like these these people are basically its servant to a degree, because you do need people to still carry out physical things in physical reality. These AIs can't do it. Like, who's going to turn off the server switch? A human being has to do that pretty much, right? So yeah, it's a very cool show. It's very interesting. It's kind of concerning. It does scare me. AI does scare me. If it falls into, people that just want to use everything like a weapon, instead of like for good and the good of humanity and society. I mean, we're going to see good use cases. Like there's art AI, there's things like that. There's applications that AI can really benefit humanity and accelerate humanity as well. Like if you blend art together with what humans know and their creativity, with AI, you can create these beautiful pieces of art. As an example, you can fast forward game development times by a factor of, I don't know what the factor would be because I'm not a game developer, but I know it can speed up the process there. So there's a lot of different applications we could see used. Obviously virtual reality. You could create maybe an unlimited world, and the AI creates this big universe and makes it more fun. There's just so many different applications, right? Or like Jarvis, or in Iron Man, where essentially he can just ask Jarvis to do whatever. That could be something there. Building things, getting to Mars and space. And there's just a lot of applications, right? It could just benefit society as a whole. Maybe maybe one day AI actually does solve, some cures to diseases and things like that. Is able to just read, because a lot of what science is these days is data. And a lot of these people that break down, the like molecules and DNA, like a lot of that, they have to like research everything. They have to research data sets, and they have to research what's going on. So it's not all just like pure just molecules. I know that was just a big tangent. I don't know, it was what were we talking about? AI and Elon Musk, and so so definitely off topic. So but yeah, that's really all I got for this stream here. Let me know what you guys think about everything. Is it good? Did Elon do good by society by buying Twitter here? And will that accelerate crypto and NFTs? And will that help your bags out? We will see very soon, given that the economy returns back to normal. But here in the short term, obviously it has had really good impact here in the short term on crypto. As you can see, green candles everywhere across the board here in crypto land, just on that new news of Elon buying Twitter. So Yeah, definitely a bullish sign in terms of crypto. That does get a lot of attention for mainstream investors and things like that. I think now Bitcoin, or I think crypto will perform a little bit better than previously, right? So just because all the reasons we listed above, right? And everything we discussed in this stream. So it is a good sign, but as Daniel mentioned, you do have to pay attention to macro and things like that and figure out where that's gonna head and things like that. We're not out of the tunnel yet, and I think the tunnel is gonna be a very long way before we see the other side. So, oh yeah, Mark D, person of interest, awesome show. Elon sees the potential of NFTs and Twitter as a central space. Absolutely. Yeah. I wonder too. I mean, Shopify is building a marketplace. We have all these, Facebook's going to create a marketplace. I mean, they're interoperable. They're going to want to be gatekeepers of the kind of that VR, NFTs that you can wear your clothing in VR. They're definitely going to have a marketplace. I mean, these companies have investors, and they want to have those profits. So I could see Twitter maybe implementing something there. I don't know. We'll see. I know Magic Eden and a couple others, like, they tweeted something about that. I don't know if that's true or not. I'll have to read a little bit more into that in terms of the marketplaces and maybe integrations we'll see into marketplaces. I could see Twitter doing something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, person of interest. That's what it is, man. That was a good show. I got to like season 7 or 8 or something like that, and that's about where I ended. I think I have another like season or 2, but it was just like so many seasons. So, but I would say the first like 5 seasons or whatever are really good. It's about AI. I highly recommend watching that. It's just a good show about AI and things like that. A lot of people don't know. It's not like AI. You just like have this code and launch it, and like this AI just like does its thing. Like, you really have to like train the AI to do certain things, right? It's like machine learning. You look at TensorFlow on Google and things like that. I think Amazon has their own AI that they're building. Elon obviously with OpenAI and things like that. There's another video game too that utilizes AI. Not only Halo, if you've seen the Halo like show and you played the games, there's Cortana's an AI. There's another good game that has AI, but it's a chip, and people are like super resistant to this AI. And if you have a chip, then people will get like mad at you because they're like, oh, you're not 100% human anymore. And there's like this random hate against it for whatever reason, and it's like traditionalists. Or not forever, obviously people will get mad because morally, like, that could be outside of people's scope, or maybe they don't like it. But in this game, you would I think at one point, you kind of have to like save humanity. So like you have, the only option is to put this AI chip in your head, pretty much. And so in the game you do, and it like unlocks all these like human abilities that, like, basically we only use like, what was it, like we only use like 5 or 10% of our brain. It unlocks like all the parts of our brain, and like you're able to like calculate like battle situations on the fly. Like, you can calculate wind speed. Like your like mind is just kind of unlocked, so to speak. So the AI actually enhances your cognitive abilities and things like that. So it's very interesting. So I mean, that could have a potential downside in the event like people like only think in terms of logic, like Spock's people in Star Trek, where it's just like logic only, numbers and math, and there's no human emotion behind anything. So that could, I mean, maybe AI like makes us over cognizant, or over too smart in terms of that, without any human emotion involved into that. So yeah, there could be potential downsides, but the positive, it could be, we're able to progress humanity. We're able to, maybe we are able to use, green energy in a more efficient way. Right now, green energy is just so, it's just so, I would say, adolescent right now. It's just kind of a non-factor at the moment because, I'm a big supporter of green energy, but right now it's just not at a place where I think it can really impact humanity. When it's just so young. That's why, wind energy requires enormous resources to power like windmills at like those big ones. And they do break down. And in terms of like, what is it? The other one, solar. Solar's actually really nasty to dispose of. Like, if you just throw it out in the wilderness, like plants won't grow around that solar panel for like years because the chemicals in the solar panels are actually really destructive to the environment. And they don't last as long. They don't last that long, essentially. There's a lot of like big drawbacks to solar currently. I mean, we need some breakthroughs in green energy to really help humanity. So maybe AI helps us there. So that could be a potential. So yeah, could be benefits. But I know that was like a whole tangent. I just wanted to go live stream. I know this was just kind of the Elon Musk / AI stream, I guess. But I just wanted to go live, show my face, and I haven't been live in a while, and just wanted to kind of do a stream. So I got to get back to it though, and I will see everyone on the other side. Be sure to hit me up on Twitter. You know, there's a lot of things I'm tweeting on Twitter. You can stay up to date. There's the new Todd McFarlane NFT platform. Oh gosh, that was really loud. But as you can see, there's Spawn here. It looks super high quality, like high fidelity. This is gonna be like, you can see the details in his cape. The showroom, I think, is super high fidelity. I think it's like beyond 4K. Like it's like 8K or something wild. Like if you just look at that. And this is a Twitter video, so Twitter doesn't process videos at high resolution. So like when you load this into your computer, the showroom, this is going to be way better. Like you'll be able to see, like he's going to look real, essentially, is what I'm trying to tell you. Especially if you have a really good GPU. And as I mentioned, this is not the original video file. This was uploaded to Twitter, which if you know anything about Twitter, they don't process videos at like high frame rate and like high fidelity, right? It's just, you can tell this in this video like how good the quality is going to be on the platform. So yeah, Todd McFarlane, definitely watch out for his NFT platform. But what I was meaning to say is you definitely want to follow me on Twitter here at Tiger Wilson if you're not already, so you can stay up to date on the latest news. I haven't been going live and doing as many videos as lately. Just been doing a couple of shorts, trying to keep the channel like a little bit of content here and there. But Twitter is where you can really find me. I've been trying to jump into spaces a little bit more, again, because I can save a little bit of time creating video versus just jumping into some spaces and having a little bit of fun with the veve community and Web3 community. So you definitely want to hit me up over there. Yeah. Once like in the future, or here in the not in the future, I guess in a few more months, I'll probably have a little bit more time. But I've been just super swamped with work and things like that. So definitely follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna try to grow that one up, maybe past the YouTube channel. Maybe we'll try to break 10K before I can get to 10K here on YouTube. So if you want to see any content specifically, just comment down below. I read all the comments. If you want me to do more Elon videos or more crypto, or I don't even know, like collectible videos, I've been doing a lot of collectible videos. I'll continue to do those, so those aren't going away. But if you want me to add in unique types of takes and things like that, I'll be totally down to do that. Just let me know in the comments below. You're good. Thanks for the stream, Kyle. Hey, Daniel, always appreciate you hopping in and in the comments, man. I appreciate you. And Kobe, thanks for re-upping on the channel membership. It's always good. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next stream at the blockchain. Be like an NFT, be authentic, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
We gon' make it.